Super excited to chat with you guys today about our new Singer Intelligent 2.0 steam press. Now you might be wondering, why is it called the 2.0? Well, because it's an upgraded and updated new version that we've just released, and it has all the improvements that were needed. So we've had the other steam press, the 20-inch one, around for a minute, and this one has a lot of great features that add so much value. So today I'm going to walk you through all the functions of this great steam press and how easy it is to use, as well as all the things that it comes with. So starting out, you might wonder, why would you need a steam press? You know, maybe you're an at-home sewist, or you have an ironing board, you have an iron at home, and you might be wondering, why would I need one of these things? Well, it just adds that much ease to your projects. You know, if you are using ironing a lot and you don't want to walk away from your iron, you don't want to stand there, press it, it's so easy to just push it down, the timer set, the temperature set, everything, and it makes it that much easier. Not only that, if you're doing a lot of big projects, like say you run a business and you have linens and you have laundry and you have things that you constantly have to get those wrinkles out of and do a lot of, this will save you so much time with that iron to use this in a mass scale, but it also just makes it so much easier to just press it and go and have it in a couple seconds versus kind of playing around with the temperature and spraying and using your ironing board. So there's a lot of great ways you can use this, and might I say, this board here is about the size of 5 irons across. So a lot of great space, as well as the width. We did make this one a little bit bigger than the last version. So I'm going to go into all the details here about how it's different, and on the screen you'll see some side-by-side shots of the differences between this and our last model. But what I love about this one just off the bat compared to the old model is this great touchscreen here. It has, I'm just going to actually power it off just for the time being while I'm doing this little demo here. You'll notice it has this amazing little touchscreen here. It has all the easy to use functionality for anyone just getting started. If you don't have that manual, you don't feel like reading it, it's not hard to figure out. Right off the bat, obviously your power button, it has easy mode and pro mode. What does that mean? Well, if you're not a pro at steaming clothes and pressing like this, you can just use the easy mode, which lets you easily select the type of fabric. So if you don't know the exact temperature, say you're pressing a cotton shirt and you're like, I don't know, what's the temperature for that? I haven't really pressed a shirt ever. You can select the type of fabric. There's nylon, silk, wool, cotton, and linen to kind of gauge the type of fabric, and it will automatically set the temperature recommended for those types of materials, as well as the time. Now, the pro mode is if you are more experienced in pressing and specific types of fabrics, you can automatically set the temperature needed for your project. So if you don't want to use the easy mode, the pro mode just allows you to set a specific temperature yourself. Now, what I also love about this is the safety function. So it has an automatic shut off. If it's left closed for 10 seconds, it will automatically shut off. If it's left open and it's on for more than 15 seconds, it will also power off. It'll also beep and alert you when it's happening. I can't tell you the amount of times I leave my house and I leave my iron on and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to turn around the car right now. You don't have to worry about with this. If you forget it plugged in, you forget it on, open, wherever it be, it will automatically shut off. When it's closed, it will shut off in 10 seconds, even safer. It also has these added heat bumper protection. The last model didn't have these, so if you're doing a project and you're right up against the edge and you're worried to burn yourself, we've added extra protective features as well to this model. It also has this nice locking capability. So if you're putting it down, you can lock it. Again, you only want to use it for a couple seconds when it's down, but it also makes it easy to store. The locking function is great for if you're putting it away in your closet, it will stay shut, or wherever you're putting it, your laundry room, your living room, wherever you have space for this, you can easily keep it shut and store it away. It won't pop open unexpectedly. And, another few things we added as well, with the touch screen, the steam mode, there's manual mode or auto mode. So it has these little steam buttons here that you can press and release the steam, which I will show you guys a full demo here shortly. And you can also do it manual or auto setting as well. Now in the front here, before I just show you guys how well it works, how well it gets out these wrinkles, we've added a new water tray, which holds way more water than the previous. The last tank I think was like a quarter of this size. So you can see here how much water is stored in here. Not only that, it has an easy way to fill and empty. You can take it right up to the sink, fill it on up, or dump it out. If you're not using this for a while, you can easily dump it out at the sink. And in the back here, you'll notice this little water filter. So it also comes with a water filter, allowing you to just use your tap water and things like that to fill it on up. You don't have to get filtered water in there. It has that water filter built in. And the bigger tank allows for less trips. So there's been other times I'm pressing things with the smaller tank, you have to continually go fill it back up. But now it provides less trips to the sink and to the water spout. Now we also have an added little drawer here for storage. So this is a nice little cushion pressing pad for shoulders and uneven level spaces that it comes with. You can also put, your pins or other little tools needed to store it in here. It also comes, on the ironing pad, it comes with a cover here, but it also comes with an extra in case it gets stained or something happens to it. It comes with an extra add-on. It also comes with a nice little spray water bottle. And this also is a bigger bottle than the last version. So for those really stubborn wrinkles that you need to get out, if the steam isn't quite cutting it, you can have this nice convenient bottle to spray those stubborn wrinkles as well. So starting out, I'm just going to first pop it on. So you'll turn on the power button, and I'm going to go with easy mode today. So I'm going to select that. Then once you select easy mode, you're going to select fabric, and you hit the fabric button every time to go up to whichever fabric you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the cotton. Now the temperature is set to 365. And might I say, this goes all the way up to 410, I believe. So it has a really big capacity of the types of temperature, of how high the temperature can go for a range of materials, So then I'm just going to go ahead and hit start here to kind of get it going. Once you get it hit start, you can see the temperature gauge now going up to begin. And as soon as you were to start to shut it, you'll notice this timer kicks on, this 10-second timer. So it automatically pops on this timer to help guide you along, and you don't have to do any second guessing. You don't have to set a timer on your phone. You don't have to count in your head. The timer automatically pops on as soon as you pull that handle down. Now, again, I mentioned there's these steam buttons here. So if you were to do manual, I'm just going to kind of show you, and the steam, it makes a noise, and that's great because you fully know when it's in use. And when you steam, it's recommended to hold it about 3 inches above your project. You never want to steam with it on in the closed position. It's not good for your material. So you want to make sure it's always about 3 inches above that fabric. So you can press the steam button here. Now, if I had on the auto mode, it would automatically continuously do the steam. Up to you. So now my temperature, it looks pretty good to go. It's still increasing a little bit, but I'm going to take, starting off, this linen napkin. So if you are, again, like I said, if you're running a business or something where you continually have to press your linens, your laundry, your towels, your sheets, your pillowcases, this is a napkin. If you're a caterer and you're running a business where you're continually refreshing products like that, this is an easy option. Pop it in, pull it down, 10 seconds, on to the next. So starting out, let's just kind of go around here. You can see this wrinkled is quite, this napkin is quite wrinkled. I'm going to put it up under here, nice and even. And there is a good amount of steam holes under here. And I'm going to pull it down just about till it has that 3-inch gap. Give it some steam. Woo! I can feel it's nice and hot. Give it some steam for a few seconds, and then I'm gonna go ahead, pop it on. Now the timer is going. And it's nice and crisp. Look at that. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do this other side now, and again, just give it a quick steam. Then hold it for a few seconds. It's counting down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it will beep when it's ready. So I'm gonna open it up just like that. Super easy. Didn't have to run my iron over a couple times. Didn't have to fuss with that. Just pop it on in quickly and go. So really easy for simple small projects, especially like these napkins. Now, moving on, if you're a quilter. So if you're a sewist and you're like, I have an iron, I don't need this. Well, quilters, especially those big quilt projects, you're making multiple blocks. You're constantly have to going to press all those seams. Now you can just take your blocks and press them in one with the steam press. So I have a couple of quilt blocks here. They're wrinkled up, I obviously kind of re-wrinkled some of them, but just to show you how easy. And these seams that are difficult, that go different directions, the steam press will press them. Again, I'm still using cotton, so I'm just gonna place this in here. And I love how this block fits perfectly on this plate. Put some more steam on there. Hold it on down. 3, 2, 1. And pretty good. And again, if you wanted to use this spray bottle for some stubborn wrinkles, got to turn it on first. This is actually a nice little spray bottle. Get a little extra water on there, even a little extra. Pull it on down and just don't have to count in my head anymore. That's what I love. Sometimes I count more than what I need. I forget where I was counting in my head. But again, and it's hot. I will tell you that. Just nice and quick, getting those wrinkles out. So again, I'm going to put this one under here. Give it a nice, and I love as soon as it goes down, that 10-second timer starts. So you don't have to kind of second guess it. It starts as soon as it's lowered on there. Again, nice and crisp. I just love the ease of it. It's so crisp, so easy to use. Now let me show you with this cotton shirt. Now we love, pressing shirts. This is a huge thing. Gonna start off with my sleeve actually. So I'm first gonna open it up like this, do this sleeve here, the edge of it. I'm still using a cotton, so I didn't adjust it. Getting my sleeve ends. All right, now to kind of show you putting on the actual garment. So say I'm doing this side here with the shoulder. I love the ease of use with these rounded edges. They make it great for your shoulders and adding things like that to kind of get really in there up against those seams. So I'm placing my shoulder seams here, right around here, and I'll do the first half and then I'll do the lower half or vice versa. Gonna And if you feel like it's still wrinkled after you do it, I know it has a 10-second timer. That's just the recommended time for being lowered. You can raise it, you can lower it again, you can add more steam just to kind of really work out any of those stubborn wrinkles. All right, so you can see nice and crisp. And even your shoulder, your collar pieces, putting them up here just like this. Again, sometimes I like to press them, then add that steam. Nice and crisp. So if you were to go over to the back, you could do the opposite side, the opposite side, and then again, move it around to do your back pieces. There's so many ways you can use the functionality of the press. Now, if you're doing pants, so say I have these pants here. Now this fabric, I'm going to adjust the temperature for this one. Again, in easy mode, I just select the fabric option. And I'm going to go over to like a nylon fabric. So if you want those really clean, crisp center seam lines in your pants, this is another great way to get that. I'm going to just fold it on those crease lines. Place my pants up on there. Now, because I did change the temperature, it's cooling down a little. It was honestly a little too hot. So that's what I love the functionality. It really keeps an eye out for your fabrics so you don't burn one after the next. And now what I wanted to mention here, so this fabric is like a polyester kind of synthetic fabric. I set my machine to nylon, but for materials like this that are more delicate and they don't require as much heat, the steam function actually isn't really available. So you don't really need the steam function for that, but I just wanted to make a note. If you were using this model and you're wondering why the steam isn't working for the more delicate fabrics, it's because it's not necessarily needed. So again, I had set it to nylon. The temperature is there. If you are going between temperatures, say you're going from a linen down to a nylon, you do want to give it a few seconds or so to cool down before you press. You just want to be careful with your different materials before switching. This is a really powerful, great steam press, and I would hate for you to damage your materials. But just know we've thought of all those things in mind so you don't accidentally, steam those delicate materials to cause any other problems to them. Now, I've gone over pants. Again, I just gently pressed this nice, crisp seam line in the front. The cotton shirt. There's so many ways you can use it. Even, for instance, bags. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a bag. Now, I'm going to set my temperature again to be a stronger temperature. So I'm going to go ahead back to easy mode. I'm going to select I'm going to go past nylon, silk, wool. I'm going to go to cotton. I'm going to use a nice cotton canvas type bag. Now, this does have embroidery on it, so it is recommended when you use embroidery to put it face down. There is embroidery on both sides of my bag, but for the sake of today, I'm going to show you, I'm going to press directly on top because it is on both sides. But the ease of use, again, if you were using a bag or something like this to get right up under here and give it a good press. Now my temperature, I think it's still, let me get it started here to kind of go up. So again, I was down on a lighter fabric. Now I'm going up to cotton. So I need to give it a few seconds to get up to that temperature. Now, as you'll see on the screen, again, the difference between the two sizes is just, we really made all the improvements to add so much value to this model. From the touchscreen to the larger water tank, the added little features like the lock capability have just added so many great features and value to this Steam Press 2.0. Now it's taken a second to get up here. I'm actively watching the temperature go up. And that's the thing, is you can fully watch it as it increases till it reaches that desired temperature. All right, now it's at my desired temperature, 365 for this cotton. I'm gonna go ahead, lower it. Now you could lower it here or all the way down, up to you. This kind of holds stronger. And again, 3, 2, 1, just like that. Take on out your bag. Again, there's so many ways you can use a steam press. The space is large to add that value. Now, again, there's so many great add-ons with this. Again, the extra cover, the extra ironing pad cover. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, it also comes with an extra water filter. You know, this pressing pad for shoulders or uneven surfaces. Now, if you were like ironing, you know, the waistband of your pants or the shoulder area where it gets wonky, it's a little uneven. This, you slide under your garments. For instance, the shoulder in this, if this had like a shoulder pad, and you needed to get around it or anything, you know, uniforms, things like that, that have to have those clean, crisp surfaces, you can simply place the pad under there to level it out. So again, so many added features. The spray bottle, the touch screen, just the size alone that added with. You can't go wrong with the Intelligent 2.0 steam press for your at-home needs, quilting, garment sewing, or just everyday ease of use, from laundry to clothing or having things on a mass scale done easier and faster. So before I wrap this up, I'm just going to do one more little burst of seam here. I've got some wrinkled up cotton in here. Gonna add that steam. And get that timer going. And voila. So thanks for joining me today. I hope if you were on the fence or thinking about getting a steam press, this helped answer some questions for you and better understand. And check out all of our other products at Singer. We also, again, as I mentioned, this is the 20-inch version. We have a 26-inch version and a 36, even bigger, even better. Same functionality for the other sizes as far as the screen and the add-ons, just more space.